Thank you so. I have to sing very deep and husky for these songs,
Yeah.
so it could, tight in there. How are y'all doing so far?
Woo!
Awesome. Good. Well, we actually decided to mix a couple songs up for this show. I love Christmas so much, but one of my favorites. Okay, so Acadian Village. Does anybody know Acadian Village? Okay. I'm with my people! So, my very first time I ever released a song, it was a Christmas song. The first time I ever went on tour, it was a Christmas tour. And the first time I ever sang in public, for the first time, I was 15 years old, and my voice coach, she said, would you like to sing at our Christmas production? It was a Christmas show. I don't know what it is about Christmas, but that was just my lot in life. I'm like, what in the world? But it was at Acadian Village, and I'll never forget being absolutely terrified. I came out on stage, I must have sweat through all my clothes. I was like, it was like that singing where your diaphragm doesn't really stay in motion, like it doesn't actually flow with your body because you're just so anxious. You're like, that was me, like where everything shakes. Anyway, you try to sustain a note and it's like, me. Anyway, the song that I really wanted to sing. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Moral support. So my very first song that I ever performed was this next one, and it was one of my favorites. And people always were like, "Oh, when you sing Christmas songs." I remember when I was 16 years old, I told myself, if I ever get to record a Christmas record, I hope I get to record this next one. So we did. I recorded it, but I called this guy's name's Miga. He's my music director, and I said, "Hey, I have a question. Can we mix some songs up a little bit?" And I think it was Grant. You might have been the one who said, let's switch up this next one. But anyway, they worked on it, and I love it. It is now one of my favorite songs of the whole set. It's one of my favorites, and I love it. It's called The Christmas Song. Feel free to sing it with us. Here we go!
Woo!
Being sung by a choir
Merry Christmas, Lord, and band. Woo!
Jake Bot's on the saxophone again. It's so fun. But this next song I love. Here we are. And yeah, my favorite, once again. I wrote this song, Sweating Bullets, in July on the back porch of my parents' house in Lafayette. And I remember while I was there thinking, what have we done with ourselves? Why are we even remotely trying to be in the Christmas spirit when it's like hot as blazes outside? And I remember thinking to myself, I know that there's this period between the Old Testament and the New Testament, and at the time I was really fixated on it. I remember asking myself, what happened in that period of time? And there was said to be about 400 years between the Old Testament and the New Testament, and in that period was complete silence from God. And I could imagine what the groaning was like, the yearning, and the ache that must have been plaguing the age, you know? It might feel a little bit like now. We can turn on the news and find something destructive to just ruin our day, right? We can see things that we're just like, what is happening? And will the world ever come back to wholeness again? Like, what is going on? There's plenty of things that we could get ourselves wrapped up in. But I feel like there are moments when I look in the Bible that I see what we're experiencing now happening back then.
Right.
And my friend that I was writing this song with at the time, he was going through a really rough time. He was diagnosed with a neurological disorder that paralyzed one of his vocal cords, and he was a singer, so that was his livelihood. And he and his wife had a miscarriage. His father had passed away, and this was all happening at the same season, in the same period of time. And you know, the reality for a lot of people is that Christmas is not a great time of year.
Right.
There are people out there that when Christmas is rounding the bend, they're just dreading. As fast as we can get over this, I want to be done. I'm lonely. I don't feel the joy that everyone else does. I feel lonely. I feel depressed. I don't know how to connect to this. You know, I see everybody running around with their families, and I don't have a family. And I want you to know that in the thick of the heat in Louisiana, my friend wrote this bridge to this song that really, it was so moving and so transpired. I just remember feeling like, wow, he is singing this from a place of knowing that ache. Knowing, God, are you going to come through for me? Is your promise, is it real? Can I stand upon the truth of who you say that you are? Because right now I'm looking around in my life and nothing is lining up how I thought it would. I only feel despair. I only feel discouraged. I only feel hopeless. And that's probably what they were feeling in that period between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Wondering, God, are you ever going to come through? Are you going to be the God who actually heals us? The God who actually sets us free? The one that is a friend who sticks closer than a brother?
Amen.
Is that who you are? And if so, how are you going to show this to us? And in comes that little baby in a manger, right? And in the song we write that it was his silence. I mean, it was his cry that broke through that silence, that 400-year period. And I find it so fascinating that this triumphant God who's magnificent and mighty and powerful and all the things, he didn't come like riding on fire. Instead, he came simple and delicate and humble and vulnerable, because babies they're left to us, right? To take care of. I find it so fascinating that that's the entrance that he chose versus the one. I feel like he wanted us to know who he was, and showing us who he is, he showed us that he can relate to us. That he is like us, we are made in his image. There's a reason for that entrance. And he wants us to know that you can actually come to him with all of your cares. Cast your cares upon me. You know, if you need rest, he is rest for the weary. And when my friend wrote this bridge, for all who wait, for all who hunger, for all who've prayed, for all who wonder, behold your king. It was like I could feel the tension of his cry. And I remember thinking to myself, that is a song I want to sing for the rest of my life. To just remind people that he is the hope of the world.
Amen.
If you feel despair right now, he is the hope. If you feel lost right now, he is the way. If you feel discouraged right now, he is joy. Whatever it is, you can come to him. All who are weary, come to me and I will give you rest. You can come to him, whatever it is. With prayer and supplication, submit your request to God with thanksgiving. And here's the thing. I think sometimes that sounds just like oh yeah, okay, that's just a thing we just say. No. If you actually go to God with the things that are making your heart break, and you say, I have to lay this before you, I don't know how. He will put people in place. He will put things in place. He will reveal himself to you in a way that is so unique in your own design. He designs things, he curates things just to be able to speak to you individually. And that's what I feel when I sing this song. That cry that broke through the silence is the same voice that can speak into your life and break the silence and the agony that you could possibly be dealing with. And if it's not you, it might be your neighbor. Be kind to the people around you, because you just never know. You never know what someone is going through. You never know who needs a hug. You don't know, especially in these times. If there's someone that you've seen alone, bring them a Christmas meal. Go say hello to them. We do a good job of that down here in the South. I love it so much. This song is a treasure, and it's called Light of the World.